Warning, this video is not for anyone under 13 years old, or 17 for that matter.
Where the f*** are your parents?
For the people with enough sanity to stay, if you find yourself starting to cringe or wanting to claw your eyes out, close your eyes or plug your ears. Well, we've got the housekeeping out of the way, so let's do this. Intro. Let's do some intro. David, intro. He plugged his ears. Good. Glad you're listening to me, David. You want me to do it? Fine. Oh shit, we're rolling. Okay, sorry. I really don't know where to start with this one. Alright, we'll try this. So alternators came out in about 2003, and Takara wanted to one-up Hasbro, as they usually do, and come out with their own rendition called Vinyltech, with die-cast metal and better paint apps. Ooh! But then they came out with this spin-off of it called Vinyltech Asterisk, which featured small minifigs of female characters from previous series, albeit in strange takes like Kelly here from RID. Why is she in a miniskirt? But Asterisk was cancelled, and they thought that was really the end of the line. So in 06, right after Cybertron, they had no line or cartoon to fart out, so they needed something. Enter this guy, Yuki Oshima. He's a world-renowned designer among the Transformers community because he created awesome things like MP36, Thrilling 30RC, and MP Skyfire, just to name a few. But apparently, he might be some kind of weird pervert. I say that because in 2009, he designed this weird-ass statue. And then there's this. Welcome to Kiss Players, ladies and gentlemen. A short manga series involving an alternate take of the events of the '86 movie. Why did Japan have such a hard-on for rewriting this part of G1? A story that involves death, destruction, depression, whatever the hell this is, and borderline porn. Oh, well, maybe not borderline, because sometimes it's just straight up porn. For the uninitiated, I wish I was kidding, but no, I'm not. Somebody actually thought that this shit was good enough for a combination story with robots. What the hell? And some of you are probably thinking, Treebot, it's not that bad. No, David, that doesn't mean show it. And now I'm probably on a watch list, and I'm gonna go take about 10 showers. So naturally, with a new series, you're gonna need some character recognition, so they decided to bring Optimus into this fuck fest. But you gotta remember, around this time, he's supposed to be dead. So to fix this, the main characters steal his body from Earth Defense Command. Yeah, remember those guys? And he's temporarily resurrected into his Alternator's appearance by the apparently... The Kiss Players' powers of Marissa Fairborn. Oh, sorry. Melissa Fairborn. Apparently being younger means your name is spelled differently. So yeah, this is a complete repaint of his Alternator's form. Which, weirdly enough, all this bullshit does not stop him from being a very nice repaint. I have looked at this mold before, but I am older, wiser, and this is my show, so shut up. But anyway, this is a sharp-looking Dodge Ram. It's a very different red compared to what the American release would have. This is more of a salmony red, while the American release borders on a tomato. Also, the detailing gets better. The Viper wheels look much better now that they're in chrome, and the logo is a much better match for the real thing. And the weight difference in this guy is definitely noticeable. There's a lot of die casts in it, mainly in the hood, top of the cab, and the bed. For detailing, we've got the Ram SRT-10 logo on the side. For the layman, SRT is the street and racing technology company that works with Dodge to basically beef up their cars. There's also the hood logo, where you can also see the nicely molded in grille. And the grille is also die cast. And while it's on my mind, we might as well talk about this. The differences between the American and the Japanese releases are basically the taillights are different, the license plates are different, there's more chrome on the Japanese one as to be expected, and as I mentioned, the different red and the die-cast. As for features, he rolls pretty good, and every single thing on this truck with a latch can open up. Inside the hood, you can see a very detailed Viper engine, and this interior literally has everything. Speedometer, molded in steering wheel with the logo, speakers, radio, glove box, air conditioner vents. It's got everything. Even a freaking gear shift and cup holders. And this can all be managed by the Melissa figure. Okay, y'all, here she is. The main reason these figures weird everyone out, and they have good reasons. But before that, let's be positive. She's well detailed and painted. They even printed that little skull on her shirt. You probably noticed I haven't been panning up and down on her like I usually do on figures. One, that's because I'm probably being watched somewhere by a guy at a desk. And two, she's not wearing any pants. See, she's supposed to be some kind of kawaii surfer, but that kind of defeats the purpose when she's wearing white and it looks like underwear. Oshima, you sick bastard. You knew exactly what you're doing making them white. At least she's not in her other outfit from the manga. She has interchangeable arms so you can change her pose, mainly so she can stand with her surfboard, or just use her seated pose and just sit her just about anywhere you want on the truck, which is honestly pretty nice. It's always cool to have human scale with your Transformers. In robot mode, this is where this release takes its superiority over the rest. He is beautiful. The red and blue chosen really show through here. And the details that weren't painted on the American release, like the shin vents and the shoulders, are painted silver here. They even repainted the crotch guard this time for some reason. But the main draw for me here is the head. He's got yellow eyes again. While the alternators and Vinyltech versions chose to go blue, KISS players went yellow. And I really, really like that. I am just a sucker for his yellow eyes. One thing that hasn't changed about this mold and still bugs me is the back kibble. Oh my god, it's so freaking big. You're telling me this couldn't have gone anywhere, Hasbro. Don't lie to me. But he's also carrying around the entire bed of the truck on his legs like they barely transform, so there's that. But overall, I do think this version is the best. Of the three, I think this one comes first, the Vinyltech comes second, and the alternators comes third. Here he is next to the alternator so you can see how much he's been improved. Features for the robot mode include his Viper engine, which transforms into his gun, which honestly is a quite satisfying thing to do. Flipping it back and forth is just something I find myself doing quite a bit when I'm handling this toy. And here he is holding it, and yeah, this is really no ion blaster, is it? But for a bigger gun, Fans Project had you covered with a blaster that converts into a metal jerry can that can store in the bed like so. It also came with a matrix chamber and matrix for him to hold, which, do you really think he's going to be able to hold that with these hands? No, but he can hold Melissa's surfboard. I am not joking. What you do is split it in half, and reattaching it makes the surf blade. This is done in the manga by, you guessed it, KISS players bullshit. And I don't like the manga's tone by implying that this has the same level of clout as the Star Saber. But in all seriousness, the surf blade is pretty cool. It's weirdly double serrated on each side though. And finally, we've made it back to Melissa again, which mostly just consists of her sitting on Prime's arm while he does all the work, or you could shove her in his shoulder and let her kiss him. Oh god. Or if you're sabertrotting.com, you could do something like this.
This is the police. You surrounded me. What the? What you gonna do? What you gonna do? Yeah. Bad boys. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? When you were raped and you had bad dreams.
If you survived your 90 days in prison, you will find out that the last thing that came in this set is a CD of one of the radio plays. Seeing as how this is one of the panels in the manga, I don't think I'm going to play that audio for you guys, as much as I know you guys want to see me go back to jail. Well, now that my parole's over, I think we should talk articulation. I've already covered it once, so I'm just going to be pretty brief. It's very limited because it's an alternator figure. The head is on a very small and limited ball joint at the head. The shoulders can go out here and they can go up there with a double elbow and no bicep swivel to hear of. You've got a wrist ball joint, which can be a swivel, of course. You can move the cod piece up to get some range out of the legs. The legs can go forward that far and back that far. They can spread. You can get decent knees, and the ankle is on a ball joint as well, so you can get some good play there. But other than that, there's really not much to write home about this guy. He's kind of one of the worst articulated alternators out there. just because of how kiddly he is, but there's a little bit there. Nothing crazy, but there is still a little bit there. So yeah, this is a KISS Players figure, complete with the better color scheme, interesting weapon, and the uneasiness the whole concept of the minifigure gives. Yes, this series and idea is an absolute fever dream and a shit show, but the Prime is still really cool looking. But once again, this is just an alternator slash Vinyltech Prime with a better color scheme. And that's really the main and only upside to the set. Outside of that, you're just paying for the lulz of owning something KISS Players related, so on that, I'm not going to recommend it to anyone. But at the end of it all, just because I own it, I think it's the best looking version of the mold, so I'm going to keep it. And I do suppose Melissa sitting on his shoulder is cool, but I am not displaying them like this. I'm not going back to jail, man. David, you didn't see the shit that I saw. With that being said, keep growing your collections. Treebot out.